Long ago, in the land of Uz, there lived a man named Job. He was blameless and upright, a man who feared God and turned away from evil. Job was richly blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters, and his wealth was beyond measure. Thousands of sheep, camels, oxen, donkeys, and countless servants. Truly, he was the greatest man in all the East. Job not only enjoyed prosperity, but was also a man of deep faith. Whenever his children gathered for feasts, he would rise early the next morning to offer sacrifices on their behalf, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned in their hearts." Such was the depth of his devotion to God. One day in the courts of heaven, the angels came before the Lord, and with them came Satan. The Lord asked, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him on earth." But Satan replied, "Does Job fear you for nothing? You have protected and blessed him. Strike all he has, and surely he will curse you to your face." And so, with God's permission, Job's world was shattered. Raiders stole his oxen and camels. Fire from heaven consumed his sheep. A mighty wind struck the house where his children were feasting, and they all perished. One by one, messengers came bearing tragedy until Job was left with nothing. In grief, Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground in worship, declaring, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But Satan was not finished. He appeared again before God and said, "Strike his flesh, and he will curse you." So Job was afflicted with painful sores from head to toe. Even his wife cried out, "Curse God and die." Yet Job answered, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin. Job's friends came to comfort him, but instead of easing his pain, they accused him. They argued that his suffering must be punishment for sin. Job defended his innocence, crying out in anguish, yet clinging to hope. He declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him. I know that my Redeemer lives, and in the end he will stand upon the earth." Then from a whirlwind, the Lord himself answered Job. God's voice thundered with questions that humbled him. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who gives the horse its strength? Can you command the eagle to soar?" Job, overwhelmed, replied, "I am unworthy. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I repent in dust and ashes." And the Lord restored Job. He blessed the latter part of his life more than the beginning. Job received double his wealth, and once again he was surrounded by sons and daughters, more beautiful than any in the land. He lived to see 4 generations and died, an old man, full of years. The story of Job teaches us about faith in the face of suffering, about trusting God's wisdom even when we cannot understand his ways. Job's endurance reminds us that God's purposes are greater than our pain, and his restoration is more powerful than our loss. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Join us as we continue bringing timeless lessons from the Bible to life.